Good morning and welcome to Morning Matters. This morning we're broadcasting from what Drew would call the tower. I think that's what he normally calls it. Welcome to Morning Matters. This is going to be a little bit different than usual Morning Matters simply because it's just me in today. For all you Drew lovers, he's out of the country. He'll be back shortly. In the meantime, we'll definitely find guest hosts to join me in the mornings. But for now, guess what? You're stuck with just me for today. The rules are the same. You send your text in to us. The numbers remain the same. I need to say good morning to all the people in Trinidad and Tobago, all the people that tune in to make Morning Matters a part of their morning. Thank you so much to the people here in Belize as well, because without you, there would be no Morning Matters. All right, I'm going to start off with an old thought, one of the old thoughts that I've shared a long time ago. And I think that it is relevant because a lot of us are so easily angered. The thought says, he who angers you owns you. So today, please don't let anybody anger you to the point where you feel like they own you. All right, well, guess what? Time for you to send your matters in. Let's jump right into the matters. This one says, good morning, I caught my woman the kiss with another man. What should I do? I mean, what do you want to do about it? I'd say if I caught my man kissing with another woman, I'd call him my ex-boyfriend or my ex-husband. And maybe I'd recommend the same for you. I mean, unless there is an explanation that I can't think of that is good enough for you to forgive that. Then again, if you can forgive it, then that's on you. But if you can't forgive it, why force yourself to? Let's jump right into some more matters. I'm in a relationship with a DJ and he has a child with his ex. Now there is another baby in the picture. She said the baby is his, but he says he's not sure. Many times I feel to leave the relationship, but every time I try to do so, he stops me. The newborn is about 2 weeks old and I tell him to go back and try and make it work with his baby mother. I take it that you have no children with him and he has one, possibly two children with this woman. And he says he's not sure. I mean, obviously he's trying to get out of the relationship or try to cheat the relationship in some way, but I'd say leave it alone simply because 2 weeks is a very short time for him to even know where he is. Maybe he wasn't prepared for another child and the other child came. But that doesn't mean that it's not his child. He needs to, like you said, figure that out. And the only reason he hasn't left you alone yet is because you have not done enough to make him leave you. Obviously, you like him to some degree, and it is what it is. You like him. But the question you need to ask yourself is there any future in this? Do you want to be a part of all of this chaos while he is going through it? Or do you want to say to him, look, Tom Jones, get yourself sorted, figure out where you are, and if this will work, it will work down the road when you are completely free, when you have left that and everything is out in the open. But in between now and then, he needs some time to take care of himself, and you need some time to try and figure out if this is the kind of relationship you want to be in. I mean, a man with 2 children and a newborn at that, I wouldn't recommend it, none at all. And how can he refer to the other woman as his ex when he did not say, definitely that is not my child because I've not been having relations with her? He's saying, I am not sure, meaning that he continues to have some sort of relation with her for there to be a possibility that that child is his. So I'd say, in my humblest opinion, I would say leave it alone. I have this man and I love him, but I don't want to tell him that I love him. And he don't tell me what to do. If you have a man and you love him, the question I would ask you is, why don't you want to tell him? If you truly are in love with him, that would seem to be the most logical thing to do, is to tell him. And sometimes we wait until everybody wants to be told that they're loved first. But if that is how you feel and you're in a normal, good relationship, why not just say, get it out the way and figure out where you are? Maybe he will say to you, you know, babe, as much as I like you, I'm not in love with you. Or he might say, you know what, finally, I've been waiting for you to say it for a long time. I always believe in being your truest self. And if that means saying exactly what's on your mind, then by all means say what's on your mind, get it out the way, because why live with wondering and thinking and scheming as opposed to just put it out there and move on? If it is to be, it will be. If there is reciprocity in it, he will return it, and if there isn't, then you will know. Morning. I have a little liking for another guy, but it's only that. Is that so bad? I'm in a relationship, but the person only want one night stand, but me only want friendship. What must I do? Leave him alone. If you want just friendship from him because you kind of like his vibe, and he wants to jump your bones, for lack of a better term, then why would you, and you're in a relationship, why even venture in that area? You know, I said, what the Creole saying? So let sleeping dogs lie. I said, let sleeping dogs lie. Leave this alone, let it go, and pay attention to what should be more important to you, should be your own relationship with the person that you are in with. Good morning. I have a kid. This kid for the man I live with, and he give me everything I want, but my family don't like him. Good morning. I have this kid for a man that I live with, and he gives me everything I want, but my family don't want him. What should I do? With the most respect to your family, they're not the ones living your life. They're not the ones dating him. They're not the ones that fathered your child. And if you are happy with him and you are comfortable with him and he's a good parent to that child, why not? I mean, there is no logical explanation why you should not stay in a relationship where you are happy, the partner is happy, and your child is happy, just because somebody else, regardless of who the somebody else says, you know what, that's not a good idea. It's a good idea if you are happy, and if he's happy, and if the child is happy. To me, it seems like a good idea, unless there is something in it that you are not telling. That is so important that I need to know. That is why the family is not happy. But if everybody happy, that is important in that household, then I'd say eventually your family will see it for what it is. In the meantime, continue doing what you do. Good morning. I've been with this guy for 3 years and cheat in our first year. But it's been 2 years and he just found out. Do you think he should make a big deal about it? Or should we move on? It might seem like nothing major to you because you were the one that did the cheating. It is a big deal. It is a big deal not because of when it happened. It is a big deal because for him, I would imagine it's a big deal because he didn't know it happened and he has seen you in a different light for 3 years. He has seen you as honest and faithful and maybe even dedicated. And for him to find out something like that causes him to question what he believed for the past 3 years. So while you might say it's not a big deal because you were the one doing, he was the one getting. He's the one taking it and he's the one faced with it. So it is a big deal, and I would say if he can't deal with it and he is not willing to counsel the relationship to strengthen, there's very little that you can do to help the situation. But by saying or giving the impression to him that it's not a big deal and it happened a long time ago and he should get over it is hurting the situation even more than the act that you did already. So I'd say try and work with him, try and understand him, try and think of how you would feel if the shoe were on the other foot. But in the meantime, realize that, guess what? It is a big deal. All right? It's funny when we are the ones doing, it doesn't seem like such of a big deal. But when we're the ones getting or taking the lick, it is such a major deal. You know, consider the man a little bit. Consider his feeling. Consider the fact that the woman he thought he knew, at this point in time, he's questioning how well he knows. And that is a big deal. Morning, I was dating this guy for 5 years. Now he said he moved on and he is married, but he keeps texting my phone. I don't answer. What am I to do next? Keep on not answering him. Good morning. I have a boyfriend for 8 years and he left me for another woman. But he still comes around me and pays my bill and give me anything that I want. And I want to have a baby with him. What to do? Why would you want to have a baby with a man that has moved on to another relationship? Are you trying to bring more children into this world from broken homes? And I don't mean to be rude, but that is something that you should consider. Children don't hold man, you know. The same way children don't keep relationship together. A lot of people seem to think that when you have a child with a man that you are going to be, he's going to be in your life forever. Having a child with a man guarantees one out of two things, and maybe sometimes two things: that you will have that responsibility for the rest of your life, and you might have a beautiful child, or that also it could possibly mean that he will be a part of that child's life forever, but not necessarily your life. If he wanted to be with you completely, he would have been with you. He would not have left you for another woman. He would have been in your space or in your home all the time. The mere fact that he left means that he doesn't want to be completely committed to you. And the question I would ask you is, why would you want to bring a child into this world for a man that is not committed to you at all? That is only going to cause you more grief and more stress. How do you think you're going to feel when he's at Mary Jane's house and you are pregnant for him? Because you becoming pregnant for him doesn't mean that he will stay in your home. All right, those are things you should definitely consider before you decide if you will have a child with this man or not. I don't think it's a good idea. I think that there's so many more things that needs to be done before you start having children in this world. It says by then, okay, let's start off in the middle of a sentence. You need to send the sentence from the beginning. Morning, every time me and my boyfriend quarrel because his phone is always turned off. Every time he's around me. And when I talk to him about it, he wants to put up a big fight with me. What should I do? Why are you concerned about his phone? Is it that you are concerned about his phone, or is it that you are concerned about his other actions? Because if his phone was always turned off and you had no reason to believe that he was unfaithful or unfair or lying or cheating or scheming, his phone would have no value. So as opposed to worrying about his phone, speak to him about things that really are affecting you. You know, I would imagine that he has a logical explanation why his phone is off. Could be that people are calling him that he doesn't want to speak to. It could be that he's tired of his phone ringing all day and his Facebook going off, that when he comes home in the evening, he just wants time for you. It could be as well that he's doing something out of the way. But I say, when you have no proof, believe the best all the time. And if there's something else that is on your mind that is bothering you, ask the man, talk to him. Don't talk to him about his phone. Obviously, you don't see anything on his phone. You don't hear his phone ring because it's not on. So you have no reason to believe that there is something on his phone. The fact is, you don't trust him for other reasons. Address those issues. I have a girl and she went to another man's house. Well, what you mean you gone to another man's house? You gonna walk, you gonna heal her, you gonna bake bread and you drop off 2 loaves of bread for her? You have to give me a little bit more details. I mean, we are all entitled to leave our homes at some point in time. We're also all entitled to go to anybody's house that we so desire with a reasonable explanation. So you need to tell me what exactly she did that offended you so much that you had to send the text. This is Morning Matters. Before we go to the break, I need to say one thing. When you're looking for good food and you are in Belize City, I urge you to go to Downtown Plaza. There's a new restaurant on the 2nd floor of Downtown Plaza. It's called The Veranda. When you're in or around Downtown Plaza, I encourage you to stop in and check them out. We're going to take a break and we will be back.
Imagine a place where you wake up to the sound of birds, enjoy delicious meals, spectacular tropical sunsets, and starry nights. Imagine no more. Log Cabin is just that place. Our 45-acre hillside location is a mass of orange trees, palms, and local flora. Facility consists of spacious cottages, an open-air dining room and bar, gift shop, deck, and swimming pool. We are known for our rustic yet comfortable accommodations and personalized hosting. We arrange tours to all the popular destinations. Visit us online at logcabins-belize.com or at mile 68 Western Highway. Log Cabin also offers special group rates. Log Cabins, come experience the best of Belize while staying with us.
With the high cost of fuel these days, every fill-up can be a curiously scary experience. Rising gas prices have transformed to the point where it feels like it can cost you the shirt off your back. That's why we created Lucas fuel-saving motor oils. Their special additives increase compression and minimize friction, improving fuel mileage. With Lucas, you'll keep from losing your shirt, or even worse.
From the company who brought you Buen Dia freeze-dried coffee, Gris 100% pure Colombian coffee is made in Colombia, considered among the finest coffee regions around the world. Naturally freeze-dried, Gris 100% pure Colombian coffee is exposed to less heat than other coffee brands to preserve the flavor and aroma to make the perfectly convenient cup of coffee you deserve. Have a buenos dias with Grace.
Recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life. Looking for quick and easy baking? Try Grace Baking Powder. It comes in a convenient 10-gram packet. Grace Baking Powder. Great for my pancakes, waffles, fry jack, flour tortillas, muffins, waffles. Wow! How quick and easy. Grace Baking Powder. So convenient, easy to store. You love it. It's good enough and fresh whenever you need it. Another fine product brought to you by Grace. For recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
Seaboard Marine, a leader in ocean transportation, is now offering services to Belize. Offering the fastest and most reliable transit to Belize, Seaboard Marine is the #1 choice for shipping. We offer shipping of less than container loads, such as boxes, barrels, and chilled cargo, full, dry, and refrigerated containers, project cargo, heavy and special equipment, vehicles, and more. We have sailings from Canada, Houston, New Orleans, Miami, the Caribbean, Central and South America. Seaboard Marine offers the most competitive rates with a fast and dependable shipping schedule, excellent customer service, and a convenient location with plenty of parking. Visit our office, website, or call us for more information.
Whether it's your life you're trying to sweeten or someone else's, make it Mojo Chocolate. At Mojo Chocolate, we produce the finest quality chocolate. All the cocoa used by Mojo Chocolate is sourced from over 120 farmers from southern Belize. We produce chocolate bars, chocolate truffles, mini chocolate squares in several flavors, and organic cocoa powder. We also have gift baskets. The next time you eat chocolate, make sure it's Mojo Chocolate. Visit us at any of our 3 locations in Tourism Village in Belize City, in San Pedro, or in the Departure Lounge at the International Airport. When you think chocolate, think Mojo Chocolate.
It's here again, WestTrac's family-friendly, high-octane car show. On Sunday, April 6th, starting at 10 a.m., come out to WestTrac, Belize City, to get your adrenaline rush. Get your hearts pumping as cars and trucks race head-to-head down Checkmate Mall Street. Wow your eyes with awesome show cars and trucks, burnouts, sound systems, and more. Come and enjoy a day with your family while getting the excitement and thrills of the show. There will be food and beverages on sale as well as products, services, and vehicles from various businesses. If you would like to show off your car or truck or put your skills to the test on a track, pre-register your vehicle by calling 823-0104. That's 823-0104.
Welcome back to Morning Matters right here from, I think Drew calls it the tower. I'm not sure what he calls it, but this is what we're going to call it today. All right? Reminding you that you can send your texts into us, you can send your emails into us. If you have not liked the page on Facebook called Morning Matters yet, I ask you to please like the page for us. That is the only way for us to build audience and for you to know exactly what we're doing as often as we do what we do. Tell your friends, ask your friends to please like the page called Morning Matters. This one says, I have a baby mother who told me that she married after I know she was pregnant. I love the daughter. She's now 2. I still live alone and I don't cheat. I wait till she tell me to come to my house. So you're telling me that you are committed to a married woman. If that works for you, then that works. I mean, to each his own. I'm not here to steal your happiness. If that is what you want and that is the kind of life that you desire and require, by all means, it is what it is. Try to spend as much time with your child as possible. I would imagine if he's a married man, or sorry, she's a married woman, that child might not be in your name because the husband would think also that he is the child's father. If I were you, that would be a concern for me, but if that is not your concern, then do what you do, but know that there is no future in it for you. I have a high sex drive, so most female in my age are not as interested. So I prefer younger females, but I have communication issues. What must I do? What do you mean communication issues? You don't know how to speak to younger people? I mean, anything you want bad enough, you have to practice, you have to work on. And if you're looking to be with somebody that is younger than you, they speak English if English is your first language. They speak the same language essentially as the person your age. I say be your truest self. Just be yourself and you'll find somebody that likes you for who you are and keep it going from there. Morning, I have a boy. His family don't like me at all. What should I do? You're not trying to date the family, are you? Good. I have this man and he married. He have 2 kids and I am in love with him. He find time for there with me and treat me good. Is there a way to solve this? You know, the other day, somebody said that we should try and be kind with our words. And I firmly believe in trying to be kind with my words. I try to be as thoughtful, even though sometimes it doesn't come out. It doesn't seem to be thoughtful, but I try to be as thoughtful with the things that I say. And I try to understand why certain people make certain decisions in their lives. But I also try to sit here and tell you that some of those decisions are not the wisest decisions, in my humblest opinion. Your opinion might be different, but today I'm sharing my opinion. If you are with a married man that you feel like you love, that has a family and 2 children and a wife and the whole 9 yards, and yes, he brings things for you, and yes, he makes you feel excited from time to time, and I understand that excitement that comes in when he comes. But if that is all you want in life, then you have found yourself in a good place. But I would imagine that that is not all you want in life. There is so much more to life than a fine time for a short time. There is so much more to life than messing around with somebody that is only there for your physical or whatever it is. You know, there is so much more to life than you can get out of being in a relationship that is not your relationship. So I would say you need to examine yourself and ask yourself why you continue to make these choices. And until you look at yourself and say, you know what, this I don't want. I deserve better. I deserve to be in a better, more comfortable, more fulfilling place, then you won't. You know, the only way, in my opinion, to solve that is to start valuing yourself differently, is to start respecting yourself more and start realizing that you are worth more than temporary pleasure. All right, so in the meantime, I say if you start thinking on that path, you will definitely find the solution. In the meantime, I would definitely encourage that you stay away from this woman's husband. As much as you might feel that it is exciting and it is good and he loves you, when you start putting more emphasis on loving yourself than trying to find love out there, you'll be in a better place. You know, when you start examining yourself and looking at yourself for who you want to be, maybe not who you are, because we're all work in progress. We're all trying to be better. We're all trying to get to a better place. And none of us are perfect, but we can become better if we pay more attention to where we want to be. Good morning. Me and my baby Pa, they're together for 3 years and 5 months. And he's been cheating for most of that time. We have 2 children together, and I find it really hard to leave him because I feel like I've already given him most of me. I feel I deserve the same from him. You've been with him 3 years, and I know depending on how old you are or how young you are, 3 years might seem like a long time. 3 years and 2 children is definitely a huge investment. But if you've been with him for 2, 3 years or whatever the case is, and he has used that whole time to cheat on you, and you know that he has been cheating on you, and you continue to stay in this relationship, you are teaching him and training him and telling him how to treat you until you demand better, but not only by your words, but by your actions. You will not get better. And I'm not sitting here to tell you to leave the relationship. I am sitting here agreeing with you that you deserve better. And I almost want to say that he is not going to give you better, and maybe he's not capable of giving you better. Maybe he doesn't realize that you want better because you say you want better, but you tolerate his mediocre behavior. So he's saying she could say what she wants, but if I could have her and Mary Jane and Sue down the road, then I do what I want to make my life happy. It is her responsibility to do what she wants to make her life happy. And if she chooses to sit down and tolerate a crazy man like me, then so be it. Maybe one day will come when he will change. But I don't see change coming until you change. Most of the time in our relationships, when we require change, we first have to change. And that change might mean that you need to say, you know what, babe? As much as I love you and I've given you 3 years of my life, I need to give myself 3 years of my life. I need to give these children more time in my life, and I can't do that with a cheating man. So from now on, you can be a father to these children, but you can't be a boyfriend to me. And let's see how that happens. Maybe that is what it will take for him to shape up. And if that doesn't make him shape up, then I'd say somebody has to ship out. But living like that can't continue. It shouldn't continue. We shouldn't allow ourselves to be like that. We shouldn't allow ourselves to be continuously miserable in anything. You know, we have one life. We must live it to the best of our ability, with the cleanest of heart. And try. It's not ideal and it doesn't happen every day, but you have to try. I have my ex-boyfriend. We broke up because he have an older girl, and he went and gave I give him another chance. And I do love him, but I'm afraid to get hurt again. He has another girl, and he wants you to give him another chance. I'll have to say, it's like, besides talking, what else has happened? What else has changed? If the only thing that he's doing is talking, then you don't need him. You need time for him to create new history if you want to give him another chance. And the time for him to create new history does not necessarily mean that he has to be your boyfriend. But maybe what you want to do, if you want to give him another chance, is for him to court you all over again and show you that he's committed this time. If that can't happen, then nothing can't happen. But you can't just pick up from where you left off and pretend that nothing happened and continue, because that will not solve anybody's problem. That will only delay the inevitable, because if nothing has happened, then he will continue to cheat, or he will cheat again. I say give him if you want. We all see things differently. Give him the opportunity to change, and that opportunity might come with him starting from fresh, not living in your house if you are living together, not coming by every day, but courting you actively to show that he's truly interested in you and you and only you, if that is what you want. I'm in a crazy relationship with a woman with 4 picnic that the last child could be for me, but she have her man that love to drink out his money. And I love her. What should I do? Well, if you love her, you love all the trouble will come with it. Because this is not your woman, this is for only woman, this is like community woman, 2 only to share this woman. So much so that she have 4 children. 3 could be for you, 4 could be for you. There's no telling. Until you decide you want better, no better come. There is this girl who posted, and he said where she posted. He said that wherever she posted, she was degrading them and trying to uplift herself. She even mentioned she had an abortion for my baby's father. I think the baby was not for him because she aborted when she could have kept it and do a paternity. What do you think? Well, you have to realize that when somebody posts in a public forum, as this person did, they're not only posting about themselves, about whoever the baby father or whatever, they're posting about themselves. And they're entitled to post about themselves, regardless of what we may think. If she's the one that wants to go around saying she had an abortion, then that's on her. I don't think that that is something that a sane mind would do. That doesn't make anybody look good. And especially the one that's posting it, it doesn't make her look good either. So I'd say, leave it alone. If it was your baby's father's child, or if it wasn't your baby's father's child, that is for your baby's father to deal with, not you. Simply because he knows what he was doing or was not doing. And that is something that he might want to discuss with her, or she might want to discuss with him. You need to see yourself out of that, because that has nothing to do with you. None of this have anything to do with you. If she posted something with your name on that forum, then you have to deal with that in a separate way. If it was degrading or libelous, then you sue her. Other than that, forget it. I mean, she might have posted about you, but she posted more detrimental things about herself based on what you said here. So I said in everything you have to recognize the source. And this source seemed a lot challenged. So I'll leave that alone. What is the best way to create a healthy relationship? Gosh. First, I believe that both of you have to want it. And there has to be, in my opinion, a lot of communication, a lot of talking, a lot of honesty. Both parties should be able to feel that they can be themselves around their partner. They don't have to pretend, they don't have to hide. They can just be free and open and honest. There has to be honesty, there has to be respect, and there has to be open communication. And I think those are the things that can create, amongst other things, a healthy relationship. This is Morning Matters. We're going to take a break, and we will be back with our third and final segment.
Imagine a place where you wake up to the sound of birds, enjoy delicious meals, spectacular tropical sunsets, and starry nights. Imagine no more. Log Cabin is just that place. Our 45-acre hillside location is a mass of orange trees, palms, and local flora. Facility consists of spacious cottages, an open-air dining room and bar, gift shop, deck, and swimming pool. We are known for our rustic yet comfortable accommodations and personalized hosting. We arrange tours to all the popular destinations. Visit us online at logcabins-belize.com or at mile 68 Western Highway. Log Cabin also offers special group rates. Log Cabins, come experience the best of Belize while staying with us.
With the high cost of fuel these days, every fill-up can be a curiously scary experience. Rising gas prices have transformed to the point where it feels like it can cost you the shirt off your back. That's why we created Lucas fuel-saving motor oils. Their special additives increase compression and minimize friction, improving fuel mileage. With Lucas, you'll keep from losing your shirt, or even worse.
From the company who brought you Buen Dia freeze-dried coffee, Gris 100% pure Colombian coffee is made in Colombia, considered among the finest coffee regions around the world. Naturally freeze-dried, Gris 100% pure Colombian coffee is exposed to less heat than other coffee brands to preserve the flavor and aroma to make the perfectly convenient cup of coffee you deserve. Have a buenos dias with Grace.
Recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life. Looking for quick and easy baking? Try Grace baking powder. It comes in a convenient 10-gram packet. Grace baking powder. Great for my pancakes, waffles, fry jack, flour tortillas, muffins, waffles. Wow! How quick and easy. Grace baking powder. So convenient, easy to store. You love it. It's good enough and fresh whenever you need it. Another fine product brought to you by Grace. For recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
Seaboard Marine, a leader in ocean transportation, is now offering services to Belize. Offering the fastest and most reliable transit to Belize, Seaboard Marine is the #1 choice for shipping. We offer shipping of less than container loads, such as boxes, barrels, and chilled cargo, full, dry, and refrigerated containers, project cargo, heavy and special equipment, vehicles, and more. We have sailings from Canada, Houston, New Orleans, Miami, the Caribbean, Central and South America. Seaboard Marine offers the most competitive rates with a fast and dependable shipping schedule, excellent customer service, and a convenient location with plenty of parking. Visit our office, website, or call us for more information.
Whether it's your life you're trying to sweeten or someone else's, make it Mojo Chocolate. At Mojo Chocolate, we produce the finest quality chocolate. All the cocoa used by Mojo Chocolate is sourced from over 120 farmers from southern Belize. We produce chocolate bars, chocolate truffles, mini chocolate squares in several flavors, and organic cocoa powder. We also have gift baskets. The next time you eat chocolate, make sure it's Mojo Chocolate. Visit us at any of our 3 locations in Tourism Village in Belize City, in San Pedro, or in the Departure Lounge at the International Airport. When you think chocolate, think Mojo Chocolate.
It's here again, West Track's family-friendly, high-octane car show. On Sunday, April 6th, starting at 10 a.m., come out to West Track, Belize City, to get your adrenaline rush. Get your hearts pumping as cars and trucks race head-to-head down Chetty Mall Street. Wow your eyes with awesome show cars and trucks, burnouts, sound systems, and more. Come and enjoy a day with your family while getting the excitement and thrills of the show. There will be food and beverages on sale as well as products, services, and vehicles from various businesses. If you would like to show off your car or truck or put your skills to the test on the track, pre-register your vehicle by calling 823-0104. That's 823-0104.
Welcome back to the third and final segment of Morning Matters. What a day, I tell you. Somebody sent me a text and said I need to move around the country to show more scenes. I do a pretty good job, I think. I do my best job in trying to show as much of the country as I can. I can't think of another morning show in this country that is more outside, more showing of this country than Morning Matters. So while I say I am trying, all right, I am trying to show as much as I can, as often as I can, and that's just how it is. All right, if you have a place that you would like for me to come, I'll do my best to get there. In the meantime, I'm here. All right, I live with this man for 9 years and 2 children for him. He don't talk to me or take me no way, but he give me everything. He don't talk to you and he doesn't take you anywhere, but he gives you everything. He treats you like a caged animal. Well, if there is something in your relationship that is not working for you, one of the first things I would do is try and address it. But if in 9 years you've not gone anywhere and you have not communicated and you stayed, he might feel that you like that kind of life. And you can't blame him for feeling that, because that is how you have behaved, as if it is okay. Maybe in his mind, he feels that he's treating you like a queen. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to go nowhere, and you get everything. But in your mind, you're thinking, gosh, while this is good, I want a little conversation, a little communication, a little outdoors. Talk to the man. Ask him. Maybe he doesn't know. We seem to think, some of us as human beings seem to think that there are other people in this world that can read our minds. They can't read our minds. And most people, their intentions are not bad. They just can't read your mind. And most partners are like that. They, especially guys, they're like, I thought she was good, man. She didn't say nothing. She was always quiet. Talk to the man, you hear? If communication is a problem in terms of verbal communication, write him a letter. Morning, I had this girl and she loves me, but one day she told me that she don't want me anymore. What do you think should I do? Because I really love her. Maybe you need to ask her why she doesn't want you anymore. What went wrong that caused her to feel that, you know what, this is not the man for me. I don't necessarily think that it just happened one day, though. I think that maybe a few things added up, and then there came a time when she said, you know what, I've had enough. The only thing you can do is ask her. You can't make her want you. You can't force her to want you. You can't make her love you. You can't make her take you back. The only thing you can do is ask her. And you could, while you ask her, you might want to ask her if there is a possibility that you can fix whatever it is that went wrong so you can have it back together. I have a common law for 5 years, and when he work, he don't give me any money. All he want to do is buy groceries, and I have 3 children. What should I do? You have 3 children, and all he does is provide food for you, and shelter over your head, or a roof over your head. You might want to say to him that, you know, babe, we need a little bit more than cash, like food in this house. We need cash in our pockets. Maybe one of the things that you want to do is find yourself your own job. That way you can have your own cash in your pocket, and you can say, you know, babe, I now have my money and our money, and this, I mean, you don't have to start to talk about money. It could be that he, in his mind, he doesn't think that you are a good money manager, and you have never discussed money with him. And if you've never told him what you really wanted, and he doesn't know what to really expect, because maybe he's been doing this for the 5 years that you've been together. He's always just brought home food and given you maybe $20 or no money at all, and you're always okay with it. I say, prepare yourself, even if it is one day at a time, to find your own employment. That way you can have your own money in your pocket and you can spend it how you like. That would take care of half the problem. Right? You might make a lot of money, but you'd make more than no money. Morning, I had a man and I was with him for over 6 years. He has a child with me. Just a couple of days I went out with a girlfriend. He threw out my stuff, calling me the B word. I love that man so much, but now things are not working out. As first you think I should go with him or move on with my life. This doesn't sound right. You're living with a man for 6 years and you have a child with him, and just one day you went out with your girlfriend and he come home all hysteric and calling you all sorts of names and throwing out your stuff. Unless he's If that is the truth, then he's gone crazy and you shouldn't be with him because you don't need to be with a crazy man. But there has to be more things that has happened for any logical person to behave in that manner. I can't tell you if you should leave this man. I can't tell you to stay with this man. I can tell you one thing though, is that you know the truth. And if the truth that you know is something that you can't live with, that is unbearable and unconscionable, meaning that he did something really, really bad and you did nothing, then maybe you want to look at what you're going through. But if you did something that warrant, you didn't say he beat you up or anything, you say put out your stuff. If you did something that warrant that as a response, then maybe you need to sit down and discuss with him how to proceed. I don't think the average person just wake up and throw your things out because you come home late or because you gone out. You didn't even say come home late, because you gone out with one of your friends. I don't think so. Not after living together for 6 years. There has to be something else. I say talk to the man, discuss the truth as it lies, and see what is the best possible way to move forward, considering you have a child, considering your behavior and his behavior. I met 2 guys from church. I am on a 6-month plan to get to know myself better and being more active in the church. I gave both of them till the end of August to get to know me. First is about to be 20 in August. First is about to be 20 in August and just started 6th form. And the other has a degree and working and want the same things in life as I do. Like marriage, I don't know who to choose. Well, you have till August. They're not August yet. You don't have to choose. You have given yourself enough time to know yourself, and you've given enough time to try and know them. Then you can make an educated decision based on what the facts show in 6 months. In the meantime, I hope that you're open with everybody so that they know that you are dating, that you're talking to other people, so that they don't feel like they're the only one that you're talking to, that you're in communication with. And see what 6 months bring. In the meantime, relax yourself. I think you have a perfect plan. As long as you're open and honest, it'll work out. Morning, I'm with a guy that I love so much, but he's married, but I met him single. Away from his wife 3 years, but he's still legally married. Is being with him wrong? So he's legally married. He was away from his wife for 3 years. What's the hold up? 3 years is the time that it takes to get a divorce. He needs to start working on that. There needs to be a deadline for that. You can't, there's nothing wrong at this point in time if he wasn't with his wife and he's been separated from his wife for 3 years. My question to him would be, when is the divorce going to be? The divorce needs to be in order, and it needs to be in order quick. Other than that, all is well. Everything needs to have a timeline. When you're with someone for 3 years and you've done wrong, how can you make things right? Boy or girl, I can't tell you that, because I don't know what you did right or what you did wrong. But if you've been doing something wrong for 3 years, it's up to the person that you have wronged to ask or to tell you what you can do to get back in their good graces. I can't think of what you could have done for constantly 3 years that she kept on with you. And if you want to make good, like I said, the only person you can go to is the one that you wronged and ask, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm trying to be better. How can I make life better for both of us or with you? And see what he or she says, depending on who you are. I got a boyfriend that's 52 years old, but when he drinks, he always remembers things I do him, and I love him, but he got bad attitude. What do you think? When he drinks, he remembers the things you do to him. He always remembers the things you do to him that were bad. When he drinks, he verbalize the things that you have done to him that are wrong. And you can't blame him for verbalizing the things that you have done to him that are wrong, because they're bothering him. Maybe what you want to recommend to your relationship is counseling. That way, when he drinks, he will have other things to say. And it seems that both of you have attitude adjustment to be done, or needs to have attitude adjustment done, because if you're doing him bad things and when he comes home drunk, he says the bad things that you're doing him. If you weren't doing him bad things, he wouldn't have bad things to say to you when he comes home about the things that you are doing bad to him. So if you want your relationship to last, I'd say counsel it. Try and figure out where and how and when you can get it counseled. And remember, while you might think he have bad attitude, he might also think you have bad attitude because you have done him some bad things, according to you. Good morning. I had a common law and have 7 children with him. He left me for another woman. And when I took him to family court, 5 times they've done nothing about it. And I am the only one standing up for my children. What should I do? You have a common law and you have 7 children with this man and you've taken him to family court and nothing has happened. I find that very difficult to believe. Because generally family court takes care of issues like these. It's very rare when I hear something like this. I mean, family court might have sent out the order for him to pay, but maybe they have not enforced the order. And if that is the case, you need to go to them and remind them or say to them, look, Tom Jones is not taking care of these children. But while I understand your plight in terms of wanting him to take care of these children, if he is not taking care of these children and you've taken him to family court, and let's say by some strange thing he can't take care of these children, maybe he's unemployed and he's barely feeding himself, then you have to think of another way in which you can take care of these children. You probably have to go out and get a job or learn a trade. And I know it might be hard because raising 7 children is nothing I can even imagine, right? But yes, you should take him to family court, and I can't see why they would not uphold the law by making sure that he takes care of these children. But while that is in process, you also need to find a way to produce for them. And that might mean taking a job you don't want. That might mean going out and learning a skill. That might mean asking your in-laws to babysit your children for you at different times while you go out and try and make a few dollars here and there. But you have to do something. And I know it's not easy, so don't let me make you feel like it's going to be an easy task. But it's a task that you need to start working on. And you have to start today. In the meantime, go back to family court and find out why nothing has been done to this man. Because it is both parents' responsibility to take care of these children. And while you might be there trying to do what you have always done for 7 years, he needs to do what he's always done for 7 years as well. He can't just walk out and forget about them. He needs to continue to financially provide for these children. That is a must. You know, when you are out there, and I say this to lots of people all the time, when you're thinking of bringing children into this world, I always say bring children into this world that you can afford to maintain. If you know that you can afford to maintain 3 children, then bring 3 children into this world. If you have a partner to help you, then great, then the children are better maintained. If you know you can only afford to maintain 1 child on your own as best case scenario, then only have 1 child. Because these children don't need to come into this world to suffer. But if they're here already, you can't send them back. So you need to find the best possible way to continue to provide for them. I am educated, but when I was in the States, I work as a housekeeper making $500 per week. So yeah, you have to do the job that's open to you. And that's true. You know, a lot of us, and I think this is for regarding an older text, a lot of us want a job that we are prepared for. If you went to school to be a mechanic, you want to be a mechanic. You don't want to be a man sweeping the street. But guess what? If the job that is available is to sweep the street and you'll make $200 a week, it's better than no dollar. The average person in this world doesn't look at a man on a garbage truck or sweeping the street and says, oh, no. We say, you know what? Thank God for people like them, because without people like them, our streets wouldn't be clean. Right? Everybody that is doing an honest job is respected for the honest job that they do. The average sane person does not discriminate against somebody that is providing for themselves honestly and doing it to the best of their ability. They are looked upon as respected. So let's do what we can do, take the jobs that we can get until we can get the jobs that we want. Morning, I'm living with my boyfriend for 5 years now, and since we live together, his baby mom won't let him see the child. What can he do? He needs to take her to family court and challenge her for visitation, because it's not about him and her, it's about him and that child. And children need to feel that their parents are on their side. Children need to feel that their parents are fighting for them, that their parents want to be a part of their life. You know, so that's the only thing he can do right now. He needs to challenge her in court for visitation. Hopefully he has been paying maintenance, and if he hasn't been paying maintenance, now is a good time for him to start paying maintenance. Morning, I'm with my boyfriend for 7 years. We have a child together, and he tells me I always pick on him because I don't allow him to go out with friends when he wants to. What should I do? Well, you're not his mother. You can't, or I shouldn't say you can't, but you shouldn't allow him to go anywhere and scold him for going out and scold him. As responsible and respectable adults, we have to find ways to communicate with our partners. And he might feel burdened that he wants to please you, but he also wants some time for himself. And when you use the term allow, you don't allow him to go out with friends, that seems to me that you are a little bit too hard on him. And by extension, you make the relationship difficult. So maybe what you want to do is you want to ask him, babe, do you mind staying home a little bit more? Or do you mind, you ask him, and he might agree with you, or he might say, you know, babe, I want to go for 3 hours today. And if he wants to go for 3 hours and he's a good, responsible, reasonable man, then please give the man a break. And if you can't trust him, keeping him at home when you can will not change the fact that you don't trust him. It will not help your relationship, because then you don't give the relationship the opportunity to grow. You don't give him the chance for him to prove that he's worthy of your trust. So allow him to go. Like you say, allow him to go. Allow him to do what is reasonable, you know. But you can't stifle him, because one day he would either go and don't come back, or he will stay in the house and he'll be miserable and you'll wish that he will go sometime. But you have to be fair in your relationship. All right? Everybody needs some time for themselves. Everybody needs to be, like I said earlier, to be happy and themselves. We need to be able to be our truest selves in our relationship, or else it's not a good relationship. On that note, I am going to wrap up Morning Matters, but before I go, I have to remind you to stop in at the Veranda. It's upstairs at Downtown Plaza. It's on the 2nd floor. It's the newest restaurant in town. I encourage you to stop in there. They're open from 7 to 7 every day. Until next time, I encourage you to take care of yourselves and each other. This is Rhonda Crichton saying goodbye.